Hey, we're back, Justin and Justin. We were just out in South Dakota, west of Mitchell.
Yep.
I'd call it hunting prairie dogs, but really it was shooting prairie dogs. Awesome experience.
Great time. Yeah, absolutely awesome. Nothing else that we're aware of that you can shoot rifles that frequently in one day at live critters.
With variety.
Yeah, different distances, 100 to 505 yards, longest one you shot.
So more to come on that, but what we noticed is it's summertime in the upper Midwest, and I'm sure I've got friends down in Texas and Florida and California that are going, you guys don't know heat. But for us fair-weathered creatures here, staying cool, not getting sunburned, and not getting destroyed by bugs, kind of the golden ticket here, right?
Absolutely.
So we're going to talk a little bit about our favorite warm weather shirts. So you're wearing one.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, it was funny, we were talking about this not too long ago. When we were kids growing up, everyone's wearing tank tops or a cutoff shirt, right?
Sure.
Like, it's hot out. You know, you gotta get some airflow through maybe the chest cavity of your shirt, right? And I'm not aware of a lot of stores now or online where you can even go buy that kind of gear anymore, right? Like, we've gotten a little educated on that, so we're wearing a couple different versions today. Hook, obviously a big fishing company, so when we're on the water doing some fishing, you know, it's kind of, actually I think Hook started it for me. One of my first companies that I'm like, man, I've seen it, heard of it, I'm gonna try it, and never look back.
Right.
You know,
right.
It's unbelievable how much better you feel after spending a 12-hour day fishing, boating, hunting, and you're not constantly taking on, you know, UV rays. So
yeah. The other thing, so my good buddy recommended a place called Academy, which is a sports chain. I think it's only in the South, but they've got their Magellan store brand. Similar feel on the material, a little bit cheaper. I was not willing. I've got a couple of the Hook shirts. They're fantastic, but I was like, man, I need about 5 or 6 of these things and make them my daily drivers. But normally I'm wearing the golf short sleeve polos. But yeah, in the sun, this not a big deal. It doesn't bother me. Still plenty cool. But we do know there's some tips and tricks to when you wear them. So we were out with folks. Go ahead.
You go ahead. Yeah.
So layered, right? These fabrics are not designed to be layered. If you're wearing cotton underneath it, no, bad idea.
Yep.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
I believe, and I think this is the way it works, it's designed to take the moisture, pull it away from your skin, and evaporate, which helps in that process, right? So
yeah. Yeah, I think we just about fell off our chairs when we were sitting around a group of buddies talking about hunting, fishing, different gear, right? And one of the guys is like, oh, those shirts are awesome. You put on a nice cotton t-shirt and then you slip it right over, and we're like, huh? You just defeated the purpose of that gear. That's not how they're designed, right? They're moisture wicking. And it's unbelievable the amount of airflow that you can feel even across your skin when you're wearing these shirts in the sun, you know. And you know, my past, a lot of tournament bass fishing, there'd be 5-6 days in a row where, you know, you're pushing more than 60 hours worth of sun in one fishing trip between practice and the tournament. And I remember just being spent, just super tired, fatigued, worn out at the end of it. You're driving home and you swore you ran a couple marathons, right? And you were just in the sun. Now fishing, you're working too, right?
Sure.
But it's amazing as you got a little more educated and you start buying this equipment, just how better you feel, how much more energy you have. You know, when I've gone to extremes too, you know, I've got the gloves. I think I even got the ones that match this to keep the sun off the top of your hands. The neck gaiters,
or the little hood,
or the hoods. A lot of the shirts that we've got now have hoods. These two don't today, but But yeah, you know, whatever you can do just to keep it off and go against that theme of like less clothes is going to be better. Not the case. It's not what we found.
Kind of like wearing a personal umbrella, right? A little sunshade.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
So wearing the right shirts, super key. Staying cool, staying warm. We'll get to that in a couple of months. We'll be back talking about that. But we do have our personal favorites. We can't say enough about this. So we're going to be back. Video magic, right? We'll fix this time frame, but we'll be right back here with our favorite shirts. All right, we're back. We've got our favorite shirts on. What are you sporting here today?
So we're wearing the Sitka Equinox Guard, and there's a couple different reasons that we love this, right? So we were talking about the sun and keeping it off you and being extremely lightweight. Like, I'm not even sure how to describe this, but this is the lightest weight shirt that I own. All the brands, right? Columbia, Hook, there's a number of Magellan. I cannot say enough about what Sitka has done with this shirt specifically. It's the lightest. And then there's some other extremely cool features that we like too, right?
Yeah, so for me, you know, thinking about heading out with the bow, last year, my first year out with a bow, looking for big game, I appreciate the mask because it's light, right? Like you can wear a gaiter, you can get the other masks and stuff, but I've got a big head, you've got a big head.
Yeah.
So when you put that stuff on, it feels like it's choking you out. This is nice and breathable.
Yeah.
Breaks up your stuff a little bit, and it's built right into the shirt, plus the hood, and then the favorite feature of it all, the insect guard.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So a couple different applications that we're wearing something like this, right? So you talked about bow season, early bow season, perfect example, right? Yeah. But early waterfowl season is something else that we like to do. So there's another prime example where, especially if there's not a lot of wind that day and the sun's beating down on us, and here come the mosquitoes out of the swamps, out of some of the backwater, right? The insect guard is something that we can't even hardly put into words.
No,
if you're getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, everybody's done that in hunting, right? I mean, if you haven't, you really haven't hunted yet, at least in any sort of fashion that we do, and, you know, with our dedication. But so it is so much more comfortable, you know, and like we talked about, built-in hoodie in the face guard. Everything's a lot tighter, it's more compact, you don't have gaps. You know, if you're wearing a separate gaiter, you've got some gaps where, you know, critters can get in there, little mosquito, horse flies, you know. This keeps everything contained. So we just can't say enough about it. It just makes it a much more enjoyable experience to be out, you know, whether you're hunting, whatever you're hunting.
Definitely. And it comes in a few different patterns, right? I'm not a memorizer kind of guy. I don't remember what pattern this is, but obviously they're different. And they also make it in the lighter marsh version, which is going to be more of this tan color. So plenty of options. I think they might even make it in the solids now. But man, I love this shirt. It's I'd say, I don't know, I don't want to say sold, but I've referred at least 4 people, and they're like, man, that's the best shirt I own. So we love it.
Absolutely.
Anything else to think about when we're talking warm weather, staying out of the sun before we shove off here?
This is a great place to start, right? So, I mean, wearing something like this gets you comfortable. In the future, we can talk about pants, we can talk about some other things. You know, there's all sorts of things, you know, stuff you can put in trees to kind of keep the insects away, right? So we can cover that in the future, but if you don't start and you don't kind of, you know, layering is a big thing, right? Especially when it gets cold outside. This is a great start to, you know, the same concept of like, there's multiple tools in your toolbox to be comfortable and have fun, and this is a great place to start, is a shirt like this from Sitka.
The other thing I'll throw out there with all of... So, camera glitch, clearly when you talk too much it turns off. lesson learned. We'll
Lesson
fix
learned.
that. But we did catch the fabric piece, and yeah, that's about all we had, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for joining the Technex here again. Looking to putting together some sort of logo, maybe some stickers and patches. If you're following along, you're like, man, I would like one of those on my gear bag. It's coming. Patience. Baby steps. But that's all we got for today. Have hopefully you had a great 4th of July here in the United States
Absolutely.
or wherever else you're listening to. So thank you.
Have a good one.